you know, things get kind of squished together sometimes when I'm trying to remember stuff. And I was, you know, I've been told all our stories. I mean, you know, Hot Seti Ger was talking about Hormushta, and I never heard anything about that. And then he talked about, you know, the skull and the spine and all that. I went, oh yeah, I think Gramps told me about that maybe one time. And the Soviet Union was still in effect at that time. And it's still pretty spooky to go against the Russians. They still got all those drugs and still staffing people next door. But, you know, we've bred a little different since then. They're not killing as many people. They're running out of people that they can kill, but I'm getting off the point that I wanted to make. So Alexander's army, you know, what, 350 BC was out in our neck of the woods, and armies were doing what armies do when they're not fighting. And it was all well and good until the genes aligned to where they started to, their offspring started to have our head shape. And they found that skull binding prevented the seizures, because it would, if you pushed the front of the head, it would make the back of the head grow. So there would actually be larger, more space, and their head wouldn't get squished. It made them very aggressive. And they were difficult to control. I mean, well, they're aggressive, they could be used as armies, but they were, armies at that time survived on spoils and booty. And if your soldiers were so aggressive that they broke everything of value, then it wasn't very productive to use them. So they figured they would return them to sender. And so this was about 600-700 years after Alexander that they started showing up back in Europe. And I don't blame the Europeans for trying to get rid of these genes, but you know, well, I mean, you know, it's one of the reasons you don't teach your kids that people of other nations are spoo drags.